organizational assistance, as well as our many other community partners for their support. As a National Resource Center, part of the Malikian Center's mission is to extend knowledge of the significance of our regions in global affairs, advance dialogue across national, disciplinary, and ideological divisions, and teach critical languages, such as Ukrainian. For more than 30 years, we have been advancing cross-cultural understanding through public programming, summer-intensive language classes, study abroad partnerships, research initiatives, and collaborations. This summer, I was privileged to help lead a group from my church on a humanitarian home-building project to Ukraine. While in Moshun, our team saw the trenches which defended Kyiv and the trees under which more than 300 Ukrainian soldiers paid the ultimate price. Despite such losses, Ukraine presses on with great courage, resilience, pride, and hope for a better future. The music you will hear tonight embodies these qualities. It is the poignant cry of a nation for freedom, freedom from tyranny, freedom to determine its own destiny, freedom to embrace its long history with pride, freedom to educate children in its unique language and culture, freedom to protect its sovereign borders. May you experience the depth and beauty of this soulful expression tonight. Indeed, you may be moved to tears, as I first was upon hearing it. Ukrainians continue to pay a high price in their fight for freedom and self-determination, and their tenacity in the struggle inspires us all. I stand with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and friends, thank you for joining us tonight for the Ukrainian Cultural Forces USA Tour of Gratitude. We are honored to welcome these brave Ukrainian artists and veterans who have fought on the front lines, defending not only Ukraine, but the democracy and freedom for the world. They are in Arizona tonight to say thank you to American people for all of your support. I also would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the American veterans who are with us tonight. Your service and sacrifice are deeply appreciated. Thank you to the Ukrainian community for sharing the information about this event and coming, for some of you, all the way from Tucson, specifically for this event. For those who don't know me, my name is Olena Vinska. I am a founder of Prosper UA and a board member of Focus Foundation. Both are Ukrainian American volunteer organizations that support Ukraine through advocacy and humanitarian aid. A special thanks to our partners and organizers for tonight's event, Arizona State University Malikian Center and Teresa Sim, and Dr. Jamie Edmonds. It was a great pleasure working with you tonight for this event, and hopefully we will have many more events like that and collaborations in the future. I would like to thank you to the volunteers from Prosper UA and Arizona State University, as well as our informational partners, Phoenix Committee on Foreign Relations and Executive Director Samuel Richardson, Global Chamber and CEO Doug Brunke, Global Ties Arizona and President Kristen Allen, Treffpunkt German-speaking community, and Honored Council of Germany, Carolyn Gay, who has supported Ukraine since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. Together with Carolyn, we organized a few successful fundraisers and events for Ukraine. Now it is my honor to invite Carolyn Guy to share her thoughts with us. Thank you again for being here and for standing with Ukraine. Caroline, please join us.
Thank you very much.
Lasciamo prossimo. Welcome, dear guests from the US, from so many countries here, and of course, dear Ukrainian community. Over 2.5 years ago, Russia invaded Ukraine and escalated significantly the Russo-Ukrainian war. I must admit, I personally was so shocked that this could happen so easily. President Biden announced it a couple of days before, and I thought, this will never happen. Well, it happened, and I, at the beginning, just watched what was going on. Thankfully, one of our Treffpunkt members, Treffpunkt, Ollie just mentioned, is an international German-speaking community center, and one of the members called me and said, well, what are you doing for Ukraine? I said, well, we're not doing really anything. I haven't thought about anything. What do you think? And he introduced us to Ollie, to Irene, who sits back there, and and then we decided to start the first fundraiser. But most of all, I was so impressed how they were fighting for attention, for higher visibility and support for their country. It was really incredible. This is how my support started, actually. And, you know, Ollie mentioned the first fundraiser in the little Treffpunkt with, I think, over 100 people and $10,000 raised. That was quite fun. And the second one then the following year in a thankfully much larger space, over double of the profits for this event, and it was lovely. So I'm from Germany, as you heard, and shortly after the invasion, something really significantly happened in my country. The Chancellor Olaf Scholz gave a fierce speech and talked about Zeitenwende. You might have heard that word. That means a turning point, and means the world after this will no longer be the same as the world before. After the first hesitation, Germany actually became one of the most important supporters for Ukraine. It is after the US, the country that supports Ukraine the most. So far, I read today, 28 billion euros have been spent or committed. That's quite an amount. We appreciate, and we all should appreciate, the effort Ukraine and the brave men and women in the country but outside put into this fight. We thank you, here in Phoenix, in Arizona, that you tireless bring the topic of the war to everybody's attention. It gets a little long now, 2.5 years, but we really have to fight. And why do we have to fight? If Ukraine doesn't succeed, we all have a problem. We will live very differently. So I just can encourage you to support Ukraine. Maybe there's another fundraiser in the works in the future. And I think I'm getting something for the Treffpunkt. Do you want to do that now? Okay.
So starting today, we will be able to see the Ukrainian flag at the International Speaking Community Treffpunkt. Thank you, Caroline.
I'm very excited. Thank you so much. It will be placed next to our other wonderful flags, and I'm very, very proud of it. And please come and join us also. So, I can only say, I hope I say it right, Slava Ukraini. And Ukrainian, USA, world, and German friendship forever. And now I would like to introduce Cultural Forces. Thank you for coming tonight, and please welcome them.
Hello guys. name is Nikolai Sergei, I'm the commander of Cultural Forces, and today you will have amazing moments with us. So first, few words about Cultural Forces. What is Cultural Forces in general? Cultural Forces is a Ukrainian military unit which works with moral psychological support of the soldiers on the front line. It's like American USO, but different that USO was created, we was created by ourselves inside the army because army needs it. So we began that by our hands, by hands of professional artists. So we understand how to work with this stuff. Actually, all of us are soldiers on duty, soldiers and officers. And we joined the army on the first day of the war, and we didn't even believe that we will come back to our instruments back. So we joined like a soldiers, like a shooters. We didn't have combat experience before, and even army experience. So we learned everything on our legs. And in a few weeks after I joined the army, before the war I was TV host, I was musician, I was celebrity in my country, yeah. And that's why I became an artist at 18 years old. Right now I'm 35, war began, I was 33 years old. So I spent a lot of time to learn art, my own art. My main art, maybe it's words, because I'm a poet, and musician. And with this, from 2012, I began to learn psychology. So I have a degree in psychology. I worked like psychotherapist 2 years before war started. So, and I tried to understand how to connect in my life art and psychology. And I began to work on the direction of, it's not art therapy, but kind of. So I explore how it works, what the name of the interface where everything happened in psychology and in art. It's our imagination. I wrote a book which called Why Imagination Got Sick and How We Can Heal It. That's why when I understood that in my military unit we have very high tension, we have very high stress because nobody has combat experience and nobody understands how to work with that. And we didn't have psychologists inside our military unit and we didn't have chaplain. So I came to my commander and said, could I perform for the soldiers? I understand how to do that. Just give me the chance. And he said, okay, in free time between the duties, you can. And I did that. It was about maybe 15 people on that meeting, and it works. After that meeting, almost everybody could sleep. And when you could sleep, you could refresh, recover yourself. And your consciousness begin to work in a better way, because when you stressed, it's like high tension, you couldn't make creative decisions. You couldn't, you became very nervous and high emotional about to your surrounding, almost to anything. And a lot of emotions takes a lot of your energy. And you're totally exhausted. And you need to find this energy somewhere. And it's like dead end. And after this meeting, commander saw that it works. I began to do that more and more often. Then I came to another military units, and then I had the idea to find the people who could do the same stuff. And it was the first team of Cultural Forces. It was 5 people. And we began to work. We came to Donetsk district, Kramatorsk, Pokrovsk, and that places. And it works. And I found connection with Zaluzhny, the general, and he said, Nikolai, you have all like green lights. Just do this stuff, we will help you. And actually, he helped us a lot, because he helps us with, it's very difficult when you find somebody talented inside the army to take this guy from their military unit to our. And you need a lot of permissions, a lot of documents, like bureaucracy. And we did that. And right now we have 80 artists in Cultural Forces. Yes, and it's the best artists I ever met in my life, because all of them, at first they are very talented, at second they have brave hearts, they joined the army by themselves, like to fight for their country. So when they change their weapon to the instruments back, they continue to do everything they can, but in this way, to defend our country. We understand that culture is very, very, very important, because culture is concentration of the soul of the country. It's concentration of the ideas, of the images of the future. And if you will destroy culture, you will destroy the future of the country. You will destroy the society, because culture, with that, is the quality characteristic of any society. And on the front line, culture prevents rust on the soul. Maybe it will not completely heal the soul in this moment, but it will not let rust go deeper in the soul. And culture keeping humanity is the main thing. Right now we will show you a few videos. The first one will be about cultural forces, and it's the old one video, and their voice told that we made 3,000 concerts. It was last year. On this day we made more than 4,500 concerts. Attention on the screen.
The Cultural Forces Military is an association of Ukrainian artists who took up arms to defend the country from the aggressor at the beginning of a full-scale invasion. Over time, when some of us eventually managed to return to our instruments, their meaning and the normal use have changed radically. Dugouts and trenches instead of large concert halls. Sounds of explosions instead of applause. Combat brothers and sisters instead of loyal fans. Over the past year, the Cultural Forces military members managed to host more than 3,000 events along the front line, in hospitals and the military training centers. We work with the most valuable things that the warriors have. We work with their souls. Thanks to the support of celebrities, historians, cultural figures, and opinion leaders, Ukrainian soldiers managed not only to yield to the overwhelming forces of the enemy, but also, knowing what they are fighting for, confidently move forward, liberating our lands from sneaky invaders inch by inch. Thanks to the work of psychologists who visit the soldiers with us, the Ukrainian military is able not only to overcome the pain and inconveniences that this vast war is filled with, but also to return to the battle, destroying everything that stands in the way of victory, in the way of the existence of our country. Ukrainian culture is one of the strongest pillars on which the front rests. Ukrainian culture is something that the enemy has been trying to destroy for centuries. Ukrainian culture is what will eventually break its rotten teeth. Power to culture, culture to power.
Thanks. And one more video. I told that we have about 80 artists in cultural forces, and it's very different genres. We have like 7 poets, we have 8 bandura players, it's Ukrainian traditional instrument, you will hear it after. We have different singers, and we have very interesting genre. We have puppeteers. And when my deputy came to me and said that we have a puppeteer and he wants to be a part of cultural forces, I said, actually I have doubts, but let's see. And after his performance, I hired him, and right now we have 6 puppeteers. Yeah, and it's very powerful genre, because it helps to put people in front of you in their childhood. And in this state of mind, it's the most flexible consciousness. So it is more easy to imagine different things, and these beautiful dolls help you to do that. And in this state, we can take off bad conditions and put something which will warm inside and which will help to draw a picture of the future. So it will help to build the hope, what is the main reason of our work. So your attention on the screen, but it will be in Ukrainian, but you will have possibility to read subtitles. Everybody sees subtitles, yeah? Yeah, it's great.
Я працював в дитячих садках, школах, в палацах, позашкільна освіта, інститути. І діти, коли дізналися, що я потрапив на фронт, вони почали передавати через мене вітання героям. Готові? Добре. Тоді уважно. Вітання від дітей. Ви маєте зробити те саме.
Моє ім'я Валерій Дзех. Я військовослужбовець 59-ї бригади. А також є учасником культурного десанту, і я там лялькар. Я хочу, щоб військові в якийсь момент просто опинилися в своєму дитинстві. Щоб вони згадали, що таке дитинство, що таке мріяти, і що таке створювати, будувати.
Крок за кроком йти вперед до своєї мети. Але приходив вітер і збивав її з ніг, і вона падала. Знову і знову людина намагалася встати і підкорити шлях, але вітер кожного разу перемагав її. Вона зазнавала поразки. Вона падала, не можучи встояти перед силою вітру.
Моя п'єса, яка називається «Історія про янгола і людину», вона про наших янголів-охоронців. Хто вони, ким вони є, що ми до них відчуваємо. Янгол-охоронець – це наслідок любові між людьми. Це наслідок щирих відчуттів і турботи один про одного. Це сила, яка дає нам змогу вставати, рухатися вперед і встоювати перед труднощами.
Цей янгол може надати людині крило, щоб вона йшла і перемагала труднощі, щоб вона долала свій шлях і рухалася вперед.
Мені здається, що емоції, вони дуже потрібні для того, щоб зрозуміти себе краще. Коли ми переживаємо якусь емоцію, ми потім її починаємо аналізувати. Ми починаємо думати, чи не дуже я розхвилювався, чи не дуже я зосереджився або розчулився. Ці емоції допомагають нам зрозуміти себе і відкритися людям, які поруч з нами. Вони допомагають нам стати справжніми.
Ми знаємо, завдяки любові і зв'язку, що означає один простий жест. Цей жест говорить про те, що ми будемо будувати, ми будемо створювати новий світ, ми будемо робити так, щоб весь світ вчився любити українців. Я дякую вам за вашу любов, за ваші серця, за вашу відданість і мужність, яку ви демонструєте. Я дякую вам від мого серця і сердець наших дітей. До вас уклін і подяка. Дякую.
Valery just came back from TED Talks in Great Britain and he has the bigger applauses during his day of performances. So yeah, it's about, it's one of the very important things, what Ukraine could give to the world. We could give a lot of very important and necessary things because it's our experience, it's our stories, it's our emotions and everything we can share through our culture, because our culture is very colorful. And I mean, not just past of our culture, present culture. And we brought this present culture here to you in Cultural Forces International. So we have few reasons why we're here. At first, it's gratitude. We came to say thanks to you, to American people. Because, you know, we tell that Ukraine and the United States are partners, and partnership is always one side giving something to that side, and this side giving something to this side. Yeah, right now we don't have material resources to give back, because war is like black hole of material resources. Eat everything you have, but we have information, we have stories, we have knowledge, new kind of knowledge, because war push you to learn every day something new to be better than your enemy. And we have our culture. The second reason we came to have a lot of new friends, because we we become richer with every new person we met. So I'm sure that after this trip, after this tour, we'll be the richest people in Ukraine. Thanks to you. And the third reason, we learn you. Because, like, you know, to learn United States through Hollywood movies, you need to be stupid. Because trying to understand something deeper through the export product, and especially when we're trying to make something like that and send back to you, it's no way. So that's why we came, and we have possibility to learn these differences in American culture, in American mentality. We began our tour, it's second part of the tour. First tour was in on the north of the United States, north and central part. And this tour, and we made 110 concerts for 40 days. It was in May and June. Yeah, you'll be impressed right now, because right now we have this south-west tour. We begin in New York, go down like this horseshoe. And during this trip, we, right now it's 55th day, 134, I think, concerts, yeah, with 80 days of rest. So when these guys will perform here, please applaud them. They're like really titans, really titans. And we met a lot of different people. We had a lot of different important for us conversation, and we see these differences. We see what interesting to you, and it is very important for partnership.